What's up, guys? I'm DK Wrestler, and today we're going to be talking about the full set of pops for Series 2 of the Nickelodeon NFT Funko Pops. So let's get right to it. So late last night, Droppin' Funko finally confirmed the redeemable pops for the upcoming Series 2 Nickelodeon NFT set. And I think the overall lineup is not too bad, and this actually is the second, licensor to have a Series 2 set of NFT pops, where the first one was of DC Comics that had a set in May and September of 2022, while the first set of Nickelodeon happened last February, and then now we have it basically 1 year later happening February 2023. So let's get right into it and talk about all of the redeemable items that you could possibly obtain. All right, so here are the redeemable pops for the upcoming Series 2 Nickelodeon set, which the cards kind of actually leaked. Just before our initial video we had released on Saturday had came out, and people had already knew about the redeemables before. I kind of went into a theory of what the redeemables could be, but we have them now here for this set. So the first pop shown here is the pop that was already confirmed that we discussed about on that video this past Saturday, that being the 999 piece Grail, 0.24% chance of obtaining. That is the Rocco pop from Rocco's Modern Life, and I think overall this is pretty cool, and I like how they pulled this off, where clearly his arms are shaking. You could see like how it's wiggly there for the arms because he's having a hard time lifting up the weights, which I believe this was from an episode of Rocco's Modern Life where him and Heifer actually go and try to lose some weight at the gym or something, and then one of the machines was called, I think, the Electric Chair Master is what Rocco is trying out here. And I think they could have done this a little bit better, though, if they would have actually done the whole, like, deluxe, I believe, where he's sitting on the chair, or make it like a 4-inch pop, but almost as big as 6-inch. And especially, I believe, on the card I'll show off here. There's Rocco. He's about to lift up the actual, like, not dumbbell, but the bar with the weights on the side, as if you were to do like chest press, but it's actually just the Electric Chair Master. There he is lifting up the weight, and then boom, he's electrocuted. So I think if they would have added a chair to it, but not take away for the fact that it's a 4-inch pop, I think they could have pulled this off very well. But overall, this is still a pretty sweet looking pop, so I enjoy the way that it looks. And then we're going to go on to the legendary. So first off is Cynthia, limited to 1,800 pieces with a 1.69% chance of obtaining, in which this was a card or a pop that was teased in the initial video that was posted by Drop and Funko. And what's pretty cool about this is that this technically is not actually a character from Rugrats. It's like a doll that is held by a character, and this also proves my theory because of also the original Angelica pops has the doll of Cynthia in her hand, and now they're just making Cynthia as a regular pop, which, I mean, it seems lazy, but not at the same time. It's a little bit lazy because you technically have it, but maybe some people want the regular pop. I like it for the simple fact that, let's say you are cosplaying as Angelica at, let's say, an upcoming Comic-Con, and you have the outfit ready, and now you might not be able to find an actual like Cynthia doll. If you were to have had this Cynthia Funko Pop, that's kind of a substitute for it, for where you can like carry it around with you, even though not a lot of people want to have those NFT pops out of the box, considering they are super limited. But it's a cool little cosplay idea, and why I like the idea of Cynthia being its own Funko Pop. I really like the detail involved with it, especially with not only the way the hair is, but you also can see the holes on top of her head, where initially you would see where the hair strands would be, but obviously they would have been pulled out over time. So I really like that detail, and I'm not exactly sure what the card is looking like here. I like the design of that card, where basically you can see Angelica taking Cynthia out of the like dollhouse and playing with her. So I really enjoy that. Let's go back to what the Funko Pop looks like. I really enjoy this, and I think this is one of the fan favorites so far going into this drop. Next up, with the same piece count and percent chance of obtaining, is Ed Bighead from Rocco's Modern Life. I don't know too much about this character. I believe he was Rocco's neighbor in the show from what I last remember. And even though it does seem like a very simplistic pop, it is also very detailed at the same same time. Simplistic posing, but I think that head sculpt just makes up for it a lot, especially when you have that facial expression going on with Ed and how he's so like disgruntled, I guess, because he kind of always is kind of grumpy in a way from at least the episodes that I've seen back in the day. So let's actually look at what the card would look like if you were to get this, which it looks pretty cool. He looks happy. And then, yeah, he's going to slam the door on you, which pretty sweet way that they made the cards. So this is kind of one of those pops that I wouldn't mind getting in the drop next week, not gonna lie. And then we got ourselves Winslow from Cat Dog, and I like the simplicity of this design. I mean, one thing I like about this set is the different variety of pops, and especially I don't remember the last time we have gotten a pop from Cat Dog besides obviously Cat Dog. And then the last legendary pop we have here is Professor Membrane from Invader Zim. Now, I actually don't think I've ever watched an episode of Invader Zim, but I believe Professor Membrane is, once again, like Cynthia, one of the fan favorite pops going into this drop, and I guess I don't blame them. I think a lot of the pops we've seen from Invader Zim have pretty much been of Zim. And then what I think is, in my opinion, the best Funko Pop of this entire set is the royalty pop for this set. Freddy Funko is Reptar, limited to 2,700 pieces, when of course you get the common, uncommon, rare, and epic cards. And yeah, this is pretty decent. And this was teased from the redemption token that we seen on the page before dropped officially confirmed the redeemables for this set. Reptar's a popular character. People like Freddy Funkos. I think my only gripe is that I wish this was a little bit slime to kind of like base it off of the original Freddy Funko from Series 1, because that pop was easily one of the best Freddy Funko pops that Funko might have ever made, in my opinion. So it would have been cool to add a little bit of slime to this one also to kind of commemorate that one, but also keep that Rugrats theme going on. So this is pretty cool, and I know that there's probably some people out there that will probably only go for this pop, and I think I might be one of those people, honestly. Like, if I get enough epics from the drop next week, I think I might actually just decide, you know what, not sell any of the cards that I get, because I'll work towards getting the royalty for this, and it'll be my first royalty pop that I would cash out and obtain. So now, as shown in the title of this video, it all comes down to, do I think that Series 2 is better than Series 1 as terms to the Nickelodeon drops? And I don't think so. Now, although Series 2 was pretty sweet, Series 1 had a lot of fan favorite things to where it got more people into the drop. Example, as shown on the screen, I'll show you guys right now, are the Danny Phantom pops of Ember McLean and Vlad Plasimus. Two pops that people, I feel, would have rather wanted as regular exclusives or commons, and probably could have been sold that way, but it was a way for Funko and Drop to try to convince people who had never invested in Funko NFTs before, whoops, I screwed up the page right there, invested in Funko NFTs before, to actually go and try out for these drops to have their chance at getting these pops. And then this also had some cool pops like the Chucky and the Tommy superhero outfits, and these were kind of the first Rugrats pops we had gotten in years at this point, before that new wave of Rugrats pops came out last year. And then the weak point of the set, I will admit, is that Arnold Shortman, where it's just slimed. But then, of course, like I mentioned a bit ago, is the original Freddy Funko slimed pop for this set of NFTs, which is one of the best NFT Funko Pops that have ever been made, and probably one of the best Freddy Funko Pops overall that have ever been made, which I'm going to give Series 2 some credit. This might be a little bit of a hot take, but I actually like the Rocco Grail from this series better than the Tommy pop from Series 1, and that's because we have seen a decent amount of Tommies at this point. We've seen the original Tommy with the red shirt chase, and then we've seen the Tommy pops from the recent wave of Rugrats, except that it just is holding a different object. I believe it's a teddy bear for the common, and then a ball for the chase. While with this Rocco, I believe it might be the second pop that has ever been made of Rocco, not including the fact that the original Rocco has a chase. So I guess third pop, but the fact is that we've seen more Tommies than we've seen of Rocco, and this might actually be the best Rocco pop that has been made. Another thing I will give Series 2 credit is the amount of like different licensors within the Nickelodeon lineup that they were able to offer for this NFT drop. As you see with Nickelodeon Series 1, you have a total of 2 Rugrats pops, a total of 2 Danny Phantom pops, and then you have 1 pop from Hey Arnold, and then the Freddy Funko is just its own thing. It's not a part of any licensor with Nickelodeon. While you look at Series 2 of Nickelodeon, you have a couple of Rocco's Modern Life. You do have a couple of Rugrats with the Cynthia and the Reptar Freddy Funko, but then you look at the other legendaries and they are all from different licensors. You got, once again, Rocco's Modern Life, but then you also have added to it Cat Dog, which we haven't had for a while, and Invader Zim. So it's giving more of a different, I guess, taste of Nickelodeon for this drop, to where they're kind of wanting you to get the entire drop, but if you're, let's say, a fan of only, let's say, Rugrats, you only have to realistically chase for 2 pops, and that's the same for Rocco's Modern Life, while let's say maybe your favorite show of all time was Cat Dog, and the only pop you have to chase for is that 1 Winslow pop. So I like the variety in Series 2 compared to Series 1, where there was only 3 different licensors in Nickelodeon, while there was 4 for Series 2. So I do enjoy that, but overall, when it comes to more appealing pops to where more people would want to get it, Series 1, in my opinion, was better than Series 2 for the Nickelodeon drops. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed today's video of me talking about Series 2 of Nickelodeon NFT pops, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys when we do this Nickelodeon Series 2 NFT drop next week. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.